I am about to start a commission for this flower style, and it's going to be a 30 by 60 on its side. And I had to special order this size for the space that it's going in. And so the only thing that I could find that was in this size is a linen, and it's a medium texture. You can see that it's a lot different texture. Let me show you. It's a lot different texture than what I've been using. Plastic still on it, but so I'm not sure how this is going to go. I am obviously optimistic as usual, and I'm hoping it will behave the same way, the watercolors will behave on it the same way that they have on the other canvas. And if not, I'm hoping that it's even more beautiful. So I am going to prep it here in a sec. I'll show you. The problem that I can see with this canvas so far is that it's very loose. Very, 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 very loose, which means that the watercolor is literally just going to pool in the center and roll to the center and weight down. So I am going to do a trick first to see if I can tighten it up, which is to spray water on the back. I'll show you. I've turned it around, and now I'm going to spray. This works with the other canvases. I'm not sure how it's going to work with the linen, but I'm hoping that it will. So you just spray water, and when the water dries, it tightens up the canvas. I've learned this trick from my fellow artist community. Thanks you guys for always sharing your tips. So we'll see. Well, okay, it like immediately tightened up. Look, this is so exciting. And I could actually even hear the wood creaking as it was tightening. So this is fabulous. I'm very excited. Can you see? Wow, it's like a drum now. Yay, that's what I wanted. I'm gonna let it continue to dry. And this afternoon, I'm putting the first layers down. Really excited to be starting commission. A little bit nervous. I'm always nervous when I start. I'm especially nervous on this one because I had to special order the canvas. I actually ordered 2, and the canvas is super expensive. Way, way, way more expensive than any other canvas I've used so far. So I don't want to mess it up. So there's always that fear of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess it up. But I've learned, and I'm getting more comfortable with the fact that, you know, we can paint over it. So I'm going to mix up some paint, which this is my Blick watercolor drawer. So I'm gonna start with, actually, I'm gonna start with a very light pink. So we're gonna use Eco Line, and I've already got some things here. So I'm gonna pour some add a little water, and let's see what we're gonna do here. I have no idea what I'm going to do as far as, I'm going to use one of my other paintings that I have, but I know I'm going to just get some water down. Oh, I'm going to spread some water out. I'm actually going to use my wedge. I'm going to spread some water around. Oh gosh, this is the linen, so we're gonna see what happens with the linen. One of my hairs in the way, always. Or that might be a brush. That's actually a brush. Let's get it off. So I'm just putting like a pinkish kind of background on that I'll then put other flowers in front of, but it'll kind of be the beginning of something. Okay, and then let me grab my, there it is, and then I'm going to let it kind of flow on the edges. Where it wants to. And then I'm going to get a little bit of orange. I don't know about that one. Ooh. That one smells terrible. Ooh, my God, what is that? And why did it go rancid? I'm not really sure. But that's something to keep in mind. Interesting. I can see the water starting to flow to the middle. So let me lift it a little, see what happens. Kind of making this into some kind of flower shape. So we'll see. Oh God, this is all just running together. So that didn't really do much of anything other than we'll just move it around. And we'll see where it ends up. The beginnings. Okay. First layers are down and drying. So we're getting a shape. And remember, don't be married to any of it yet because we've got layers to go. So these are just the beginnings, but it's very exciting. And I'm making the blooms a little bit bigger because remember it's going to be above the stairs and it's going to be from far away. So I'm thinking that we want them to be a little bit bigger. So we'll see as we go. I can always tamp them back and put smaller ones in front. So I wiped back or blotted back almost everything. I'm going to let it dry from here, but it's just creating these more complex layers that will show up, hopefully that will show up later. And then just kind of seeing where my blooms are going to go. And it's all still subject to change because this one up here changed so many times, but all of the changes are what made all of that incredible texture. And half of the texture you can't even see unless you see my art in person. And as I evolve and keep growing as an artist, that's definitely what I'm working on, is creating these intense layers that are paintings within paintings that you can look back through and see the path to the end of the painting. And you definitely won't be able to see that in a picture or on Instagram. So you'll have to come to the next show. The light, the afternoon light is coming in my studio. And I don't know if this will pick up. Look at that texture in the linen. You guys know that this is the first time that I've created on linen. And the way that the light is coming in and capturing that texture is crazy. I think I'm in love with linen. Which means I would have to charge a lot more for my paintings because linen canvases are expensive. All my artist friends know what I'm talking about. Working on this commission more. I put down some more green today and then I wiped it back a little bit as it was drying. So getting some of the greenery shapes in, and then I'm loving these turquoisey greens that are in there. So I've been working on this commission and I absolutely love it, but when I lift it up, the flower petals kind of disappear, and I'm really nervous about messing it up because I love where it is. But I just remember you got to get rid of what you think is good so that you can get what you love, which I don't know. I'm just going to go for it. I think I'm going to just make the petals a little bit darker And then this will make more sense here as being more of a backdrop. So I'm gonna go for it. And worst case scenario, I just paint over it. Oh, this is the gut-wrenching part of creating. Sometimes I get impatient and I want to help it dry a little bit faster so I can see where I'm at and what I want to do next. So blow dryer is a must-have in the studio. All right, so I added a little bit of a darker color. I put a little bit of that color, some pink in the bottom to give that a little bit more depth. And now these are going to dry. This needs to, I need to put a doorstop underneath here. Let's see here. Just a little bit, because it's running that way. See how this is already dried, because I don't want that to be. So I'm going to bring a little bit of color back in here. All right, I'm gonna let that see what it does. Let it be, watch it, come back to another layer. Oh, this one's gonna be hard to give away. So hard. Well, I guess I'm not giving it away. They're purchasing it, but it's gonna be hard to let go of. I've got some other colors on there. She's looking so cool already. So this layer is going to dry, and then later we'll see, and then keep adding. Hi. I'm working on a commission right now for a wonderful friend that I know through Allie's Prom Project. She's actually the founder. And we are working on a piece that is going to go above her doorway, looking like from the living room, looking back to the front door. There's a big space above the door that is seen from the living room, and then also seen from her stairway going up. So this is something that she requested, and I'm super happy to be able to have the opportunity to work on it. And it's interesting to try to, commissions are crazy for me. I'm still getting used to them and figuring them out. I feel like what are the words I'm looking for? I feel like I'm working on my communication so that I can understand better what they're looking for. And a lot of times, and not her in particular, but just in past things that I've done, I just noticed that sometimes they don't necessarily know exactly the terminology or the words or how to explain what they're looking for. So it's kind of a give and take of creating, letting them see it, creating, letting them see it, and kind of getting feedback from them to know which direction to go. And so I'm going to show you what we're working on. My window there. All right, so this has evolved since I first created it. And when I first got done with it, I absolutely loved it and I didn't want to change a thing about it. But then we pushed it further because she wanted more purples, and we changed this from like a baby pink to now we're adding in some depth and dimension, and I am loving it even more. And it's just that confirmation of you have to let go of good to get great. And just that building that muscle memory inside of my brain. So what I'm going to do today is create some more layers and depth in these two here. I'm not sure about these, but maybe, yeah, I'm going to work on some things. So we'll see.